We got to talk about the ADP, aka Private Payrolls Report. We can talk about NAR, National Association of Realtors, huge loss. We can also talk about Shelby Church quitting Airbnb and what does it all mean for real estate, the economy, and the like. Folks, let's get into it. It is November 1st. November 1st, folks, we have 2 months left in the year. We've got Thanksgiving and holidays and Christmas and New Year's and all of that stuff ahead of us. I hope you have an amazing finish to the year. Remember, if you want to get started with real estate investing, get a buy box, look at it every day, track it, grow your network, all the things that we talk about here. If you want some help with that, buy the course, How to Get Started One Rental at a Time. It is $3.99. Like every year, it will go up January 1st. So again, this is your first warning to get it now before the prices go up. So let's talk about ADP. First, let's acknowledge that the ADP report, private payrolls, has been all over the map. I believe the last 5 or 6 months, the ADP report has been off a statistically relevant amount 4 out of 5 months. I can only recall 1 month where the ADP report gave us kind of a color of what the labor report will be on Friday. So again, let's take this one with a huge, gigantic grain of salt because last month, if you don't remember, we were surprised. Okay, so what happened? Last month, remember, ADP report came in at 89,000. It was a miss to the downside. And there was hope that the Friday report would be equally weak. And if you don't remember, it was not weak. I think it was like 330,000 or something, which was a significant beat. So again, last month ADP was 89,000. The expectation was 130,000. Actual, 113. So again, we have a miss to the downside on the ADP report. Now, just so you have the numbers heading into Friday, the Bureau of Economic Labor Statistics is expecting 170,000. Something we like to do on this channel is we like to take wild ass guesses. If you want to guess the number on Friday, go ahead and leave the number below. And if you get it, I'll order you a Nailed It t-shirt just to have some fun with you all. Leave some guesses below. Let me know what you think. Anybody gets it right, we'll get you a t-shirt. Just so you know, the first one to get it right. Okay, first one to get it right. All right, so that's going on with that. How about Shelby Church? I will admit, while Shelby Church has 1.8 million subscribers on YouTube, I had not heard of her channel until Graham Stephan did a reaction video yesterday. And it appears Shelby Church is quitting Airbnb. What I really took from that video is folks are going to do math. There is a lot of talk about the Airbnb bust and the Airbnb holders having to become forced sellers. Now, it is probably fair to say, given that Shelby Church is in Palm Springs, based on the video, that her long-term month-to-month rental may not be statistically relevant for the rest of the country. In the end, Shelby Church is going to make more money, more to the bottom line as a long-term buy and hold landlord. There was always this rush to Airbnb because of the top line income. Well, you're in the hospitality business, there's a lot more expenses, there's a lot more hassle, and frankly, a lot more stress. I think there will be lots of Airbnb hosts who have properties that aren't performing that go midterm, 30 days or longer, or flip to long term. I do not see fire sales of Airbnb properties, at least yet. That said, if you are in a market perhaps like Dollywood or Lake Havasu or Big Bear, where there was just a flood of buyers and everything went Airbnb, that could be a problem, right? You may have very small micro markets where there is some true pain and some great deals to be had. But it's, at least in 2024, in 2023, obviously. I do not see Airbnb forced sellers at a scale that would impact the median price for the country. It will be at the margins. It may impact a couple of micro markets, but there will be a lot of investors who do the math like Shelby Church and go, hey, yeah, maybe my top line revenue is not as high, but if I remove all of these expenses and taxes and fees and cleaners and blah, 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 I'll actually make more money on the bottom line. So folks, if you haven't seen that video, Graham Stephan yesterday reacting to a Shelby Church interview, what again I'm taking is there's a lot of people doing the math now, and if they've seen their short-term rental fall off, they have options. That is the key to this conversation. 3 years of real estate pain. Kevin O'Leary. Kevin O'Leary is out talking about the real estate collapse will lead to chaos. Now, if you don't know, when I talk about Kevin O'Leary, he is talking about commercial real estate, right? When I talk housing market, that is single family homes. When I talk real estate, that is the big bucket, and in this case, it is commercial real estate. And Kevin O'Leary kind of outlines exactly what hopefully you and I have been talking about the last 6 months or so. Values are collapsing. Owners are being forced to refi with values less than the debt, aka cash in refi, aka forced sell, aka extend and pretend. There really are only 3 options. Unfortunately, a lot of this debt is held at the commercial real estate sector of banking. Given that these banks must refi, can't refi, we are going to see regional banks' pain grow over the next 36 months, the next 3 years. You have heard me guess, estimate, predict that I thought the pain would be 18 months. I am now starting to see it like Kevin, that it could extend for 3 years. The commercial pain out there is real. Values got overinflated. Expenses are rising. Rents are down. It's a complete mess. So we're going to have cash in refis, forced sales, or extend and pretend in various percentages across the country. And the real pain is regional banks aren't making new loans. We have yet to see the impact of that. I think we are going to see that impact first in one of 2 areas. One, we are going to see a lot of small and medium-sized businesses go out of business or become acquisition candidates, because they used to be the engine of lending at regional banks. The other area is frankly even more frightening, and that is builders. Builders are not getting loans that they like from regional banks to continue building. We are hearing, or at least I am hearing, more and more builders stop building. Now, this may not feel like anything in the moment. This will show up next summer. My fear, and I think I've said this a few times, is that shelter inflation goes back up. We are on a path where shelter inflation will continue down for the next 3 to 6 months. My fear is we're going to have low inventory of existing home sales and less new homes, and we'll have lower rates, and bingo bango, shelter inflation reignites. That is a real fear that I have. Oh, let's talk about the National Association of Realtors. I don't know if you guys have been following this. I have not. I am not following this. But I did see that NAR lost a court case, and they were fined, or damages, or whatever you want to call it, $1.8 billion. I don't know if you know this, but it is an antitrust case. So actually what you do is all antitrust case awards you times 3. So instead of 1.8, the actual result is $5.4 billion. Now, folks, this is just, I don't know if it's just the beginning or maybe it's the middle. Again, I am not following this. It will undoubtedly be appealed. It will keep going up. And near as I can tell, this is a lawsuit around holding commissions high, right? Holding commissions at 6%. It is going to be interesting, A, to see how this resolves, and B, what are the unintended consequences? I don't know what they're going to be, but I can guarantee you there will be some unintended consequences. What happens to selling houses if the MLS goes away? What happens if what happens if buyers have to pay commission versus the sellers? Because again, if I don't know where this goes, but part of me is thinking the seller pays whatever they pay, 2-3%. But what if all of us as buyers, we have to come to the table with 2 or 3% also? What does that do to housing affordability? What does that do for first-time home buyers? If first-time home buyers struggle to save 3.5% or 5%, what if the rules change and real estate agents won't work with buyers unless they get a contract for 1, 2, or 3%? I don't know. I got no skin in the game. I don't care which way it goes, but I'm just looking out going, wow, what could be some of the unintended consequences? We shall see. It's going to be interesting. Zombie companies. I got this from, I'm going to make sure I find it right. This is a Federal Reserve report. The Federal Reserve report estimates 10%, 1 in 10 American companies are effectively zombie companies. 1 in 10. That is not good. We have already seen a record number of bankruptcies in 9 months, 516 and going higher. This is absolutely a result of higher for longer. We will see more of this. We could see a lot more of this. We are seeing companies, again, ratchet down expenses, trying to get to cash flow or default alive, to use the All-In podcast, which basically means positive cash flow. You're making money. But again, there's a lot of pain to be coming, both in real estate, commercial, and the small and medium-sized businesses. And then finally, Altos Research. Guys, if you're not following Altos Research and Mike Simonson and team, you're really missing out on the most up-to-date information on real estate, specifically active inventory. So I will give you the latest. I think this was from Monday. Active inventory is up 1.5% to 562,000. This is unusual. Usually, a normal market, and nobody thinks we have a normal market, but a normal market peaks in August. We have yet to peak. We are still growing. Now, as Mike points out, that's not really supply driven. That's just a falling demand with 8% interest rates. Active inventory is still down 3% year on year. But again, we are technically still building. We will see what happens heading into November. Pending home sales are down 6% year on year. And new sales contracts, meaning contracts being signed and going into escrow, are down 7%. So again, folks, the housing market is in a recession. I would argue it's in a depression. We are going lower. I still think 3.8, 3.75 will be the bottom for transactions. The next several months will certainly be under 4 million. So lots and lots of stuff going on. Folks, I want to thank you. We now have less than 90 tickets. We have 89 tickets left to a life-changing event in Las Vegas, February 17th and 18th. It is an event to celebrate you and this channel for exceeding 50,000. But again, we are trying to exceed expectations. We're going to give you the opportunity to talk to 12, 13, 14 millionaires, ask questions, get your head on right, see what opportunities are. Big business, small business. You're going to talk to Jason Pritchard and Jen and the uneducated economist and just all these amazing people. You want to be there. President's Day weekend, so you can fly home Monday. No excuses. We are off strip, so you're not going to be distracted by the buffets or casinos or whatever. We are at the Blind Center. It's going to be all of us together, networking, making memories, taking notes, asking questions. You want to be there. It's events like this that could set you on a completely new path. You can meet lifelong friends at events like this. Some of you need new friends. Some of you, your friends and family are holding you back. Why don't you come to an event, get around some amazing folks, and make 5 new friends? I hope you come. I hope you make some friends. Let's take some pictures. Let's celebrate. Let's just get a little bit better moving forward. So again, only 89 tickets left. They are $199. I hope to see you there. I hope we sell out this month of November and we can start focusing on the event. So last couple of things. WeWork going bankrupt. Rumor WeWork's going bankrupt. AMD beat top line and bottom line but gave weak guidance. LPL Financial says housing affordability is at 1985 levels. Again, remember 1981 is the worst year ever. So 1985 is bad. 1981 is the worst ever. So at the end of the day, folks, I hope you have an amazing day. I hope to see you at this event. And again, remember, if you want to get started in real estate, there is nothing better than the course at $399, how to get started one rental at a time. You want to try me out? $47. You can get the buy box. You can get the 6-hour mastermind. There are lots and lots of options for you. Folks, take care. Bye.